man. Well, thank you for coming. This is really I don't know. I came across your brand somewhere online, and I really like what you're doing. I think these brands that you're creating for home services are really different. And kind of on these interviews, I'm trying to reach people that are doing different things, that are doing cool companies that are innovating in the space, because home services is always kind of being boring, and I see a lot of new things going on. So I wanted to get started with the first question. You tell me how you got started in home cleaning.
So I spent the first 10 years of my professional career, professional life. I was doing pest control, and
Okay.
I spent 10 years with a very large company doing on the sales side most of it. So on my 10th year, I decided to part ways and then become an entrepreneur, do my own thing. And I had a very harsh non-compete that I couldn't break. Or this company is known for being very threatening to employees that leave and break their non-compete. So what I
Okay.
did while my non-compete was up, all I know is home services. I don't know much of any other industry. So I picked up
Right.
home cleaning. I started to see that there is a big gap. It's a very underserved industry and a very underserved sector. So I started to think of ways I could, improve some of the traditional ways of doing home cleaning. And I just
Mm-hmm.
literally went for it. I decided one day, and I think a month later, I had started my company. It was
Wow.
a fast transition, and I just jump out of the plane and then build the parachute on the way down. So I had no previous
That's the best
experience.
way sometimes to get started.
I think so. And that was for me, definitely was. So I literally just got started. I still remember the first clean we ever did, the first client we ever did. We had no clue what the heck we were doing, um, and we figured it out quick. And then from there, the focus always has been, improving systems, processes, our marketing, our branding. But yeah, at the beginning, we were just brand new to the industry, brand new to the space.
Wow, definitely. Yes, I kind of got started this, out of just having no more options. That's how I started my cleaning company too. Now let's chat about those flaws or those improvements that you noticed the industry lacked. What was the first thing that caught your attention? Is like, I can do that better.
Well, I realized, so before I launched the business, I spent, I don't know, I would say between 4 to maybe 6 weeks doing some research on it. So I
Yeah.
started meeting with home cleaners, with home cleaning management, with home cleaning owners. And I realized that the majority of them are not business people. And that's
Mm-hmm.
still the reality. To this day, I probably already met 300 home cleaning business owners and commercial cleaning owners, and the
Right.
majority of them are not business people. They don't have a very strong sense of business and of business foundation. So I
Right.
realized that if all of, I mean, here in Arizona, there is a competitor of mine. She is just old school. She does everything cash, no
Oh my
CRM,
gosh.
no software, and the lady is like pulling 120K a month. And I was like,
Wow.
how is it that you can run like that much revenue out of like
Yeah,
a book and a pen, right? So I
definitely.
realized that if there's all these business owners that can run a somewhat profitable and somewhat successful business with, these very old practices, if I could
Right.
take some of my learning from marketing, from using the internet, marketing, branding, social media, CRM, improving, just some of the things that you learn over the years about operations, I
Right.
figure it could be very, very disturbing in the industry if I can just come in and use all of these more sharp tools and sharp knowledge. Um,
Right.
and yeah, I mean, lo and behold, I think it did work. That's what kind of gave us a jump start, that we had a pretty good sense of business practices.
Definitely. I believe that what you're saying is completely true, because I see a lot of still 2023, a lot of people still running with a book and a pen the whole business, and they're desperate. They have revenue coming in, but their operations is a chaos, and the owner is at the point of almost breaking. Just too much stress, too much chaos. Now, tell me about your brands. I know you have Zebra and Panda. How do you come up with these concepts, and kind of what are you taking these? brands, and I'm sure you probably have a third brand in mind with animals. Why don't you tell me about your branding strategy? Because I really like it.
Well, so I started doing some research on competition, right? And I started to real in my
Hmm.
background. So I went to school for marketing. Although
Okay.
I don't I mean, it was a good foundation, but most of the marketing, effective marketing that I learned it on the field doing things, right? So
Right.
uh, I think I had a pretty good understanding of it. And when I was doing my research, I realized that, I don't know, I would say probably 90% of the companies, their number one and just right off the bat flaw in you know, weakness is their
Yeah.
brand identity, their name. I pull out, you know, about 100 competitors in the Phoenix area, which is where I'm at in Arizona.
Yeah.
Uh, and most of the cleaning companies are Rosa's Cleaning, Maria's Cleaning,
Yeah.
Stacy's Home Cleaning, Jennifer's Home Cleaning,
Yeah.
Perfect Home Cleaning, uh, all of these very generic names, right? Names
Correct.
that at some point the business needed to pivot, they can't do it because they're just so confined to a box of home cleaning. They're so
Correct.
confined. While it's so important to have a brand and the recognition that you're a local business, you also don't want to be the one person attached to your business, because the second Rosa grows and she's no longer in the field, now the customers are going to kick back and say, "Whoa, I hired Rosa's Cleaning because I wanted to develop a relationship with Rosa." Uh,
Yeah.
so I started to analyze that, and I said, I don't want to put myself in a position to where people hire Ishmael's Cleaning because they want to meet and interact and have trust with Ishmael. I want them to be trusting of my brand and of the
Correct.
business and of my team. So using some of my branding background, I wanted a name that was short, less than 5 letters. Uh,
Hmm.
I started with a very low budget, so I wanted to be efficient with even my printing materials and my uniform. So I chose a black and white color. I can
Right.
always get uniforms. I can always get cards. I can always get card wraps because my colors are so generic. In fact, half of my
Yeah.
fleet of cars are white, the other half are black. I walk into a dealership. If they don't have enough white cars, I'll take the rest of them black, right? So it makes it
So
so
easy. Yeah.
I have a competitor that talking to him, he's spending about $3,000 on his wrap because his color is so custom. It's a beautiful color, but it's just so hard to find it.
Yeah.
My wraps cost me $250, right? Because it's literally one sticker on the side of the car, and it's so easy.
And that's it. Yeah.
Um, and I thought of the zebra because a zebra, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your age, no matter your gender, no matter your political views, the second
Hmm.
you see the word zebra, you don't think of the word, you think of the animal. And you don't actually think of the animal, you think of the print.
The
So
print.
if a car drives by in front of you and it says 5-star premium cleaning services, like you will never remember that name.
Never.
If a car drives by and says zebra cleaning, you can never see that car again and you will always remember that. So that's helped us a lot with brand recognition. So in fact, all of our branding is pretty simple. It's just zebra, and everywhere. If you look at our billboards, if you look at our flyers, our cars, our vans, everything is just simple zebra cleaning. And
Yeah. It's
we
unforgettable. It's like a purple cow. Just
correct.
you always remember it.
Yeah, it's really hard. And when you think of it, you don't even have to think of the name. You just think of the image, right?
Yeah.
So
That's true.
there's people that have been here in the valley for way longer than us that are um, they may argue that they're way better than us at the job, but nobody can find them on the internet. Nobody can remember who they are. So that is the one thing that we're very powerful here in Phoenix, that we're easy to remember. We're easy to reach. You just type zebra and then we pop right up.
There you go. That's the way to do it. And that's why I said I need to talk to you, because I see a lot of flaw in the market, and of just those rosas cleaning and all those cleanings are just going nowhere.
And for
And
us, that's how I do the other businesses. So our
yeah,
commercial arm of our business is Orca Cleaning. So I
Orca.
wanted to create a business that, like, we grew our commercial division organically from all of our residential customers that had
Right,
businesses. They started hiring us for it. So I
right,
wanted to make sure that if in the event that we underperform in a residential service, we didn't lose the commercial account. So
oh
I wanted
wow,
to have
that's smart.
a brand that unifies the companies, but that also gives them individuality. So if somebody is not very happy with my commercial service, they don't cancel my pest control. If they're not happy with my pest control, something happens because mistakes happen.
Yeah.
They don't cancel my residential cleaning, right? So we design them to be in unison because they're all black and white animals. The mother company,
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
yeah. So orcas are black and white, pandas are black and white, zebras are black and white. So they're pretty uniform, but also they're very individual and they have their unique identity, they have their unique presence, and we let them grow individually. But they also help each other. They fuel each other's pool of
Oh,
customers.
totally. That was my next question, is like how do you handle all these three operations? Is the kind of same location managing everyone, or different offices with different teams running, operating? How that works behind the scenes?
So we have probably one of the best investments we did last year was hire a person that is, I mean, top notch when it comes to customer service in the back
Hmm.
end of the business. So we outsource that. We have a team of people that handles that for us in Mexico.
Okay.
People you call and then they pick up the phone in Mexico and they put it on the routes for us here in the US. And then every business, every company has a service manager
Hmm.
slash scheduling manager. So we were able to downsize the number of people we have in house, and then
Right.
they run pretty much all of the billing, sales, scheduling, customer service. I think that's about it. Yeah. So that's what Mexico does. And
Awesome.
our guy, he's the chief of customer service, Jeremy. He oversees them down there in Mexico. And
Right.
then we have an operations manager in each one of our businesses, in each one of our locations. We have a location in Utah as well.
Oh wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, tell me about how does your hiring and recruiting process works for these brands?
Yeah, we go, it's ups and downs. I think that's the hardest part of our industry.
Yeah.
We've gone from literally hunting them down around strip malls um, to hiring platforms like Indeed and oh, I can remember the other. I don't do the hiring anymore, so I don't know what platforms they use. But we do some postings online. But with the current employee base that we have found that the best way to do it is referrals. We give them a bonus to go and then we send them to hunt the next recruit.
Okay.
And it's great because then we're hiring a new employee. It's a new hire that immediately has a friend within our
Totally.
business. So they're welcome from day one. Even if because personalities are different. We try to train our management to be personable and for people to like them and feel comfortable with them. But at some point, we fail because people have different personalities. But the beautiful thing is, if we are able to get a current employee to bring one of their friends to be an employee, that gives us an immediate retention tool.
Totally.
And it's so interesting. Just what was it? I think the end of quarter 3 of last year, we were struggling for people. We were ramping up. That's the busiest time of the year, quarter 4 for
Yeah.
us. And we were trying to get people and we just couldn't. We spent about $1,400 in online postings and nothing, literally nothing. Bunch of interviews came through, but we just couldn't lock anybody down. And must have been something we did wrong. But um, on our weekly meeting, we told our team, hey guys, if you bring a friend, we'll give you guys a date night for you and your friend. You can go out to dinner, you can go bowling, you can go to Top Golf, you can go grab some drinks, whatever you want to do. And you will not believe it. Within 3 days, we had six new hires.
Wow. At a minimum cost.
Yeah, it cost us way less. Like I told them,
Totally.
I was trying to set a budget for their night out, and I was like, you know what? Just go do what I just wasted $1,400 in online postings.
Yeah.
It, I mean, you're gonna laugh at this. Like there were, employees that came back with a receipt for $24 be reimbursed, and I was like, what do you do? It's like, oh, we just want to grab a beer. And I was like, well, that was a pretty cheap, right? So um,
Totally.
that's worked really well for us, and so far we don't have a more comprehensive system behind it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I do the same. I pay them about $400 per referral
There
when
you go.
somebody's 120 days working with us.
Okay,
I found that that number is good
makes sense.
enough to motivate them, and below that, I found it hard for them to really make the extra effort of kind of recruit for you.
Yeah,
But I haven't thought on that day night out. I think that's a genius idea because it's an experience versus cash, and people love
correct.
experiences.
And I've learned over
Cool.
the years managing that while money is super important and people want money,
Yeah.
uh, people like to do things that are different. So going out to eat, doing a trip, things like that always resonate with people.
Definitely. Cool. I love that. Tell me about your retention strategies. How do you keep people working for you, being loyal to you the longer you can, for these different brands? Because you attract people to do pest control is a different than somebody that's cleaning
Mhm.
houses, than somebody that's doing janitorial work at an office. Three different type of people, but I'm sure you have some strategies, things you've done to retain those people to kind of keep growing these brands.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you kind of where my mindset comes from. When I worked
Okay.
at that pest control company, it's about a 75 million dollar pest control company.
Oh wow.
And for a long time while I was there, they were outstanding at recruiting top-notch talent. I mean, just you would not believe you can see that quality, that caliber of guys in the same table, right? But one
Hmm.
thing that was so interesting and so just so damaging to those great individuals is that the company was incredibly toxic and they were just micromanaging people and they had you by the neck and we had more meetings for these stupid reports than actually productive time,
Right.
more managing numbers than actually results. So you had these great caliber guys that will come in and they were excited to get to work, but they couldn't get to work and use their talents because we were just micromanaged, and it was just a toxic environment where numbers were needed to be reported, where
Hmm.
needed to happen, where you had it was incredibly painful. Now, when I step away from the business, I always kept my relationships there and kept an eye on it. And by now, like the majority of those great guys, they all have gone. They left the business.
Right.
Uh, so one of the things that we've done at Zebra is we try to empower them and give them as much trust and bug them the least amount. We learned that if we just let them do their thing, especially with ladies, one thing that it was new for me and it's
Hmm.
been great is working with women. Women
Yeah.
are so resourceful. You don't need to micromanage women. They know
Yeah.
how to do things, and the majority of the times they know how to do it better than I do. So if I am too focused on micromanaging them and telling them what to do, they get sick of it, feel trapped, and I'm actually prohibiting them from becoming creative and being problem solvers, which they naturally are. You know, the majority of my
Definitely they
employees,
are.
yeah. So one thing that we've done is we give them a ton of trust. They come in and after 3-4 days of training, they're on their own. We don't have to micromanage them. We don't have to be watching, what they do or how they do it. And what we do is we have serious conversations when there is an offense, either a lack of quality, lack of consistency, lack of reliability. We sit down with them
Right.
and we say, we don't want to micromanage you. You don't want to be micromanaged either. So
Right.
either you change that and you manage yourself and you use the trust that we're giving you, or it's just not going to work out. We're going to get tired of you. You're going to get tired of
Definitely.
us. This is not going to be a good relationship. So, I mean, we are a 3-year-old business and we have employees that have been with us for 2.5 years.
That's amazing. Then that
We,
is usually more than the average now, which is,
oh, yeah.
the turnover is very high. So I'm happy if I can get nowadays after the pandemic, 2 years is it's pretty good.
Which
So
you think, I go back and look in time, and gosh, if I can show you a timeline, the first year was full of inexperience, so we were
mhm.
learning. Year two,
Yeah.
it was I thought I knew and I didn't know anything, so I had so many mistakes in year two. I am so grateful for our employees on year two because it was a circus. I mean, every day I would come and try to change things, and I was no longer in the field, so I kind of forgot what it is to be day in and day out in the trenches.
Right.
So year three, things started to level up a little bit better. I got better management, some help, and our employees really embrace their freedom. So we really don't manage them, and we have employees that have left because of a more appealing offer, and they come right back within 2 months saying, "Oh, we hate it over there." We feel like slaves that are cracking a whip on us and
Yeah.
watching everything we do and requesting so much. And with you, we just show up, we get our work done, and we go home. And I realized that our demographic, female, and then most of them moms, they want
Moms.
to come,
Yeah.
they want to get their job done. They take pride in getting their job done right, and they just want to go home to their families. So we try to
Definitely.
keep up that lifestyle for them, and it seems to be working so far.
Yeah. Amazing. Love that. Cool. What about any favorite podcasts or blogs or somebody that you're following online? What kind of, content you consume in the home service space?
I have a few. I'm in a men's coaching group. It's called We Are the Day. So the leader of that, Jimmy Rex, that's a podcast that I follow on a weekly basis. I'm also part of
Hmm.
RTA Syndicate with Andy Frisella and Ed Milet. So I follow both of their podcasts pretty closely.
Okay.
And then I think the other one that I listen to regularly is the Real Business Owners podcast. So those three,
Okay.
I've three podcasts or four podcasts. Those are probably my most listened to.
Okay. Awesome. And what plans do you have for the next few years? I mean, you want to take this franchise? You want to just keep operating, the locations yourself? What do you have in plans for the next years for your brands?
Right now we are this year we're gonna start making a little pivot, a transition from residential cleaning to focus more on the multifamily space.
Hmm.
In our carpet cleaning. So about 10 months ago, we started the carpet cleaning and tile cleaning arm of our business,
Right.
and we opened a new location in Utah, and Utah's killing it. They are just, I dare to say, and of course I'm a little biased, we are the best in the South area. I mean, my business partner up there, he's killing it. There's nobody
Yeah.
better. So we want to use his expertise in the operational side, combined with some of my marketing, and see if we can take the carpet cleaning to more states. More,
Hmm.
we have a couple cities in mind, and then we want to start taking our efforts from home cleaning. We'll keep it probably about the size that we have it at right now, and then
Right.
focusing growth efforts into the multifamily.
That's
So
so smart. Yeah, you're like buying in bulk pretty much.
correct, and it's recession proof.
Yeah.
Apartments never stop working. We've noticed as the economy is having some challenges, we start getting phone calls from clients canceling their service, skipping a service,
Yeah.
and that's when it kind of set off a bunch of alarms for me that I don't want to depend on economy. I don't want to be depending on people's income or if they got let go from their jobs. I want to have the independence to grow in a more secure sector, which the multifamily is a great place to go.
Definitely. Perfect, man. And last question, where can people find about you, your brands? Can they follow you somewhere online?
Yeah, I mean Instagram is where we make the most noise. Instagram is at zebra.cleaning. That's for our
Hmm.
cleaning business, and then for our pest control company is at Panda Pest Control, and that's
Okay.
essentially where people can find us, where they can see some of the stuff we do, some of the fun videos we upload there, some of the we like to do some photo shoots every now and then and keep everybody involved
Yeah.
and seen online. So that's usually where you can find us. Our website, zebracleaning.com, pandapestcontrol.com. And then people can find me on LinkedIn. I don't personally do social media.
Okay.
I don't have Instagram. I don't do Facebook, but they can find me on LinkedIn, Ismael Martinez. And yeah, I'm always happy to connect and to get in touch with other business owners, people thinking about starting a business. Yeah.
Definitely. Have to check your I'm gonna check your social media for your companies because I really like what you're doing. And I've been in this for 18 years and I never seen somebody in 3 years got three different brands. It's so different services. So I really admire what you're doing, and I appreciate you for coming today. And thank you so
Of
much,
course.
Ismael, for this time. It was amazing.
Awesome, boy. Let's chat soon again.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Juan. We'll talk
God
soon.
bless. See you. Ciao,
Bye
ciao.
bye.
Bye. Bye. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video and tell us what was your biggest takeaway of the interview. Also, follow us on Instagram at PipeHireHRM and join our Facebook group so you can learn how to hire, manage, and retain more employees in your home service business. Hey, before you go, if you're planning on hiring and growing your headcount and revenue for your home service business, check out pipehirehrm.com.